Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Pay Studios here in Midtown Manhattan. We are very, very lucky to have a special guest with us today, Mr. Luke Elliot. Luke, thanks for coming around and playing some songs for us today.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
I mean, it's our pleasure, man. So you have got a new record coming out this Friday. It's called Dress for the Occasion.
That's right.
You're going to play some songs from that for us today. And I'm happy to say that you are also going to be joining us on Friday at the Bryant Park Emerging Music Festival here in Midtown. Friday night at 8 o'clock. This is a 2-day free festival that we are partnering with the Bryant Park Corporation on, Pace Magazine. And we're really excited about that, but we'll talk about that a little later. Right now, tell us about the first song you're going to do for us today.
Well, it's a song that is on this record, obviously. And I started writing it several years ago, but kind of filled it in with my producer in the studio. And it has a lot to do, I think, with superstition. I'd say it's kind of the theme or something. It has something to do with superstition. I've always been relatively superstitious. So.
All right, cool, man.
Yeah.
Whenever you're ready.
Well, I'm crossing over muddy waters, my Lord. And 10 feet to grace, but the gators, they are circling below. And I just wanna be whole. Get 'em while they're high. Get 'em while they're high. Well, if this don't work, I don't know what in the hell I'm gonna do. And I have been stuck here for years and years and years and years with you. And you can't help but feel a fright at the break. Cause you never know, you never know, you never know what kind of trouble success may bring. Get 'em while they're high. Get 'em while they're high. Well, there's always some kind of metal stuck in the barracks of my mind, and it's weighing me down all the time. And there ain't nothing like superstitious beliefs. But it's hard now, it's hard now, it's hard now to see through the trees, but I know deep down that they are green. Get 'em while they're high. Get 'em while they're high.
Thank you, guys. So, Luke, the record that is coming out on Friday, dressed for the occasion, has actually been out for a while on Distant Shores. It came out in 2016. I think it was released in Norway, and spread around Europe and was a huge success. And you've kind of been there ever since, I think, in terms of like touring and promoting the record. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've been traveling all over, but there's most of it has been Europe. I mean, we released the record there, and Norway was certainly the beginning of it. And then it kind of went to Germany and France and even places like Turkey.
Yeah.
And now we're doing it here in the States. So
yeah. I was wondering, like, so you're over there. I mean, this was sort of unexpected, I think, to have the release there and to find all this success. And the record does seem to have sort of a kind of a Western. There's a lot of Tom Waits in there. There's the Dylan kind of sound. Were you surprised that it was such resonated so much with European audiences? What you knew about them,
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm embarrassed to say this, but I had never been outside of the States. So I met this Norwegian journalist backstage at a J for R concert, and he randomly wrote on the last EP I put out, Provisions. And next thing I know, there was a full-page feature, and we got asked to come over for a tour, and it was just it was bananas. I mean, nobody expected any of that. And then it just, we got a booking agent immediately, got asked to cut a record, and one thing led to another.
Yeah, cool.
But it was very unexpected.
And so anything like, so you're over there playing, were there things that just sort of took you really by surprise in terms of the audiences there, what that scene was like as something, as different from sort of what you were used to growing up on the East Coast of, of America?
Well, I think what was interesting to me is they have such an appreciation. I mean, you guys spent so much time in Europe. They have such appreciation for American music and culture. And I think even more so than Americans do. I mean, they're really fascinated. Like, if you walk, there were several times I was walking around, I would speak with people there about artists like Doug Sahm. And if you ever, most people in America don't know that, but there was a surprising amount of like Norwegian, Swedish folks who actually knew who these people were. So they seem to pay a little bit more attention than even we do. But aside from that, I mean, everybody seems to be kind of the same, but everywhere. But
yeah, cool.
There are these couple little things. But yeah, I'm grateful they're appreciative of American music.
Yeah. So I think you're gonna do another song for us. We're gonna tweak the setup a little bit.
Okay.
In order to get you set up. In the meantime, I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about what this next song is going to be, or I don't know if that's possible with the mic. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can do that. This next song was the first single that we released in Europe, called Trouble, and we shot a video for it a while ago, but it did very, very well in Europe.
Yeah.
And we'll see how folks like it here. But I like the song quite a bit.
All right. Well, let's get you set up to play it.
Okay. Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah. So tell me about you guys. What's your day going like right now? So far, so good. Yeah. Cool. So just real quickly, tell us again this second song, what it's about, or name of the song.
Well, this song actually it mentions the influence. It's based around Frank O'Hara's poem "Having a Coke with You," and it kind of just goes off into weird nonsense from there. But I think that was kind of the center of the idea of the song, and then I did kind of what I wanted with it. But it had a lot to do with me reading a lot of Frank O'Hara, so I would say that he had something to do with it. But it talks, it mentions it.
All right, cool.
When I said I love my wife, I meant it and I tried. When I said I love my wife, hope she heard me before she died. She fell into the great divide. I said I loved her and I tried. I went searching for answers in the recess of my soul. I went searching for answers, but there's darkness and no glow. 'Cause there's no consolation in my thoughts, there's nowhere to rest my bones. There's darkness now, no glow. In and out of trouble, in and out of you, in and out of trouble. We'll do it the best that we can do. Well, I thought of Frank O'Hara and the night that did him in. Well, I thought of Frank O'Hara and the night that did him in. I read having a Coke with you, I had a whiskey, and I paced that room again. In and out of trouble, in and out of you, in and out of trouble. We'll do it the best that we can do. Trouble, I'm always in and out of you, in and out of trouble. We'll do it the best that we can do, the best that we can do, the best that we can do. The best that we can do. Hey,
Thank you. So, I wanted to get back to we had mentioned before the Bryant Park Emerging Music Festival.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate to have you on the bill for the first of our two nights. Friday night, 8 o'clock, Luke Elliot is going to be playing for us. And I want to tell everyone tuning in that this is a great festival that we are partnering with the Bryant Park Corporation on. It's a 2-day free music festival this Friday and Saturday in Bryant Park here in Midtown Manhattan. So come down. We are going to have 10 emerging bands / artists, musicians on the bill, 4 on Friday, 6 on Saturday. And it's completely free and open to the public. So if you love great live music and you want to discover some new bands, come on down. If you can't make it, the whole thing will be streaming live on our Paste Music Facebook page. So definitely check that out. And if you are there, we will be there with some records to listen to and some magazines to read. And we're going to be giving away some cool prizes. So, it's going to be a great event, and we're looking forward to it. And we're really, really grateful that you are on the bill with us on Friday night.
Oh, we're grateful to be had, so thank you.
So tell us a little bit about this next song you're going to do from the record.
Well, this is a title track off the new record, just for the occasion. And this is actually a perfect kind of room to do it in. It's difficult to do this in a in a huge place. It's much more of an intimate song, but it's one of my favorites off of the album. And I think it has something to do not that I'm very good at talking about what my songs have to do with, but I think it has something to do with kind of preparation, getting ready for things. Maybe I don't know, something coming, like a terrible storm. I have no idea. I don't know. Or, something good. Yeah, something good.
Something good.
Like
Yeah, all right.
something good.
Or a terrible storm.
Or a terrible storm.
A nice, great storm.
A nice, great storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. But no, so, yeah, no. Yeah.
Cool. Whenever you're ready.
All right. By the docks where you first came to meet me, I sit and watch the waves as they come up to greet me. The fishermen, they expect their pay for an honest day's killing. I think of when I saw you last, and the memory, it's chilling. Just for the occasion, and I remember you there. Under the bridge I see freshly painted graffiti. I see the culprits as they work, and I'm green with envy. Their smiles as they recreate all of my favorite dirty words. I saw your name being written down there, and I hoped that I could be cured. Just for the occasion, no, nothing is fine. I'd do anything to see you again. Just one last time. I know it's all over now, but I have no more tears. I didn't know you could run out. I should have saved them over the years, just for the occasion. Ready to walk out the door. I got a brand new suit and tie that I don't need anymore.
Thank you. So we are lucky enough to get a fourth song out of Luke Elliot today. Normally our sessions are 3 songs, but we've been lucky enough to convince you to do another. Before we get to it, though, I'm curious. I know you're an East Coast guy. You're from Jersey, which makes 2 of us.
Okay.
And so, your sound definitely evokes a certain kind of, a feeling, a genre. A lot of Tom Waits. I hear sort of Nick Cave. Some Dylan in there. Was this the stuff that you were sort of reared on as a kid growing up, or was there a switch that got turned on at some point over the years as you came up?
Well, I grew up with lots of different things. I mean, I grew up listening to a lot of jazz. I started taking piano lessons when I was 8, and my father listened to a lot of jazz, and my mother listened to a lot of classical. And so those are sorts of the things that I listened to. I mean, I started finding rock and roll on my own a little bit later. But the people that you mentioned, I didn't really start getting into until quite a bit later. Tom Waits and Nick Cave and Bob Dylan. But before that, there was a lot of Jerry Lee Lewis and Johnny Cash and the Carter Family and Elmore James, those sorts of things. And so I got into those guys a little bit later on. But yeah.
Do you find that, like, sort of blues and more kind of like the rockabilly stuff, like a Jerry Lee Lewis, still seeps into the songwriting, or is sort of evolved?
Sure. I mean, yeah, it's impossible for it not to.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I'm not. Yeah. I mean, it's impossible for the things I've listened to not to kind of force their way in.
And now you're sort of back from Europe. Was there anything over there that you discovered or you had never heard before that you found has made its way into your inspirations these days?
Well, there are a ton of different bands over there that I didn't know about. I mean, there were a lot of French acts that I'm embarrassed to say I didn't know that have really had quite a shaping on the current things that I'm writing.
Yeah.
And some Norwegian bands. Look at you. I actually, it's really embarrassing. I didn't know much of anything about Leo Fair or Jacques Brel. Almost nothing. And Serge Gainsbourg had I didn't know anything about them growing up from Jersey, but I'm incredibly grateful that I found them. I mean, it really doesn't get much better. And
they seem to fit so well with like your particular aesthetic. It's kind of amazing that it took this kind of fortuitous, trip to Europe, this segue to Europe, that to bring you closer to those kinds of like the Serge
Jersey.
Gainsbourgs.
We don't really go anywhere, What I mean?
Yeah, I know. Here we are in New York. This is as far as I've gotten.
We go to the river and we go home. Occasionally we pick tomatoes or something. We don't really do much of anything. We go to the Wawa. The Wawa is it's a South Jersey, Pennsylvania thing. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm sure you have a song about the Wawa, right? I'm sure you've written plenty of songs.
Tons.
Yeah.
This next one's about the.
I was going to ask. All right, so that's a perfect transition. So this last song, if you're going to do from the new record, tell us a little bit about it.
This was, we did this. I did this song. It's a solo piece. We tend to, we close out a lot of shows with it in Europe, and we always get asked when we're doing television to do this song. And I think it's one of the better piano ballads that I've written, but it's still, the first full-length record, and we're only 2 EPs behind, so we'll see what comes next. But, it's, again, like a lot of pieces on this record, I started writing them a while ago and then kind of shaped them with my producer, John Agnello, on, once we got into the studio and really started getting things going.
Yeah, cool. Well, we're going to get you set up to play this last song, or are we already in position? I think we're in position? Or are we not in position?
We gotta
Yeah, we're going to get you set up. We're going to cut to a commercial break right now, and everyone enjoy these messages from our sponsors at...
From Cord, which decided to stick a light in their keyboard.
Right, yeah. Brought to you by the letter L for Luke.
Yeah. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, we're big boosters of the letter
That's
the
nice.
letter L.
I like this. Are we good?
All right.
swinging, chandelier hung high. I've been gone too long now, and I've not slept a wink. I'll follow my father's footsteps and I'll sing. My mind's working too hard now, too hard to blink. But I'd heard of the moon if I could feel your strength. I'd break out that cell of blindness to find your faith. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain on me. I'm singing jingles, love never rhymes. And the worst things said now are in pantomime. The fog is thick, the blood looks like wine. And all that we've shared can't be covered up by darkness or grime. Standing on high now, the two-backed beast, standing on stilts just to watch the feast. Jezebel is hungry, there's a man in the dark. He's looking for the light switch, but he's looking too hard. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain on me. I danced a tango all on my own. The world can surprise you when you're on your own. I've been down this road before, says a voice in my head. You gotta look way up past the ceiling when there ain't nothing left to be said. Miss Lisa says she's pulling the blinds down. I bet you 10 to 1 now on a trader's frown. Anyone can be trusted when there's love in a heart. You gotta look deep down in the shadows, there's always light behind the dark. Let it rain on me. 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 Wait, is the band here? Can we bring the band back on? We didn't even get to introduce the band. It's my fault. You bring your beers, boys. I'm like actually gonna let Paul do the introductions because I met Paul through my friend Larry Mullins. And I met Larry in Norway, and he introduced me to Paul in New York.
Larry Mullins. Larry Mullins?
There's
Not
several different Larry Mullins.
Yeah, I
Larry
figured,
Mullins is, AKA Toby Dammit.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But he's a very illustrious drummer, percussionist, and keyboard player. He plays with the Bad Seeds now, but he was Iggy Pop's drummer for many years, and among a million other things.
Also a drummer. Several drummers named Larry Mullins.
Yeah.
And there's another drummer.
Yeah, I
Some
know,
guy.
kind of a struggling guy. I know. I've been on the road a little while. Yeah.
But Larry's a wonderful character, and he ended up in Norway also, like Luke. He's a peripatetic sort, but I've known Larry for many years and done lots of things with him. So that was a good introduction. Meeting anybody through Larry.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Paul introduced me to these guys, and we started getting it going. You want to introduce everybody?
Yeah. So.
I'm Paul.
Well, this is Mr. Phil Paleo from New
everybody.
Jersey.
So that makes three of us, sorry, and counting.
That's Christopher Pravdika, Oscar Albus Rodriguez, and I've been on the road for the last year and a half in Swans with these two characters here, and I was particularly interested in doing something else with them. And Swans is a wonderful thing. So that's not a slag at all on Swans.
Nobody would have even thought that.
And Oscar, this is the first time we playing together. He's good friends with several people I know, with a friend of mine, and so it's just yeah, this is the first time we've played together.
That's
like
amazing.
this.
Yeah, and we're looking
But
forward to
literally
seeing you all
the
you guys
first-
again.
I mean, it's
Literally
the
the first
first-
time.
We started at
Yeah.
11.
We started at 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, you got a long way to go.
That's right. That's right. See?
Well, we're excited to see you guys again. We will be
Yeah.
seeing you guys again on Friday, hopefully.
No, there's a whole different band.
Whole
on-
different
on
band?
Friday.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
kind of a
lookalikes.
project of Luke's now. He wanted to have a different band for every show.
Every
for
single
the
show,
next
right? He's like the Chuck Berry of 21st century rock and roll, right?
Yeah.
New band at every
I wish
gig.
I were like the Chuck Berry of anything.
Yeah.
I'd be the Chuck
Well, yeah,
Berry of
Chuck
something.
just died, so somebody's got to take over the mantle.
Well, that's
right?
why we have invited Luke here
Jerry
to
Lee
our
is
to our
still
studio.
alive, right? Jerry Lee Lewis. Still
Jerry
alive?
Lee is still alive. Yeah.
man. What's wrong with you?
So,
Uh,
so it's not your time yet, but
No.
close.
Well, we are thrilled to have you guys back playing with us on Friday
looking
as
forward
part
to
of
it.
the Bryant Park
Yeah.
Emerging Music Festival. Luke is going to be playing Friday night 8 p.m. and he'll be one of 4 bands playing on Friday between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. And then we'll be coming back on Saturday from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. with 6 more bands, all free. So everyone's got to come out and check it out. It'll also be streaming free on Pace Music Facebook. So Luke Elliot, the new record is dressed for the occasion. It is out Friday, but I think you can all listen to it right now on Spotify.
Yes.
It is available
I'm
for
getting a nod
pre-streaming
from my manager, yes.
on,
You can listen to it
Spotify. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
go-
I'm also getting the nod.
Yeah.
From the back of my head. And so congratulations on that. And
Thank you.
I know you're gonna be on the road a little bit later in the year. You got a U.S. tour coming up.
Yes.
People can find those dates on lukeelliott.com.
That's right. And the next New York date will be October 24th at the Mercury Lounge.
All right, cool.
And then a whole bunch of other cities.
Sweet, man. Congratulations on the record. And
thank
thank you guys, all of you, for
Thank
for
you.
coming to Paste and playing for us today. And we really look forward to seeing you on Friday.
Absolutely.
And come back anytime.
Oh, thank you so much. How about next week?
Yeah, we got some openings. I think.
Tuesday.
Yeah, we got to rehearse, and this is a beautiful room.
Yeah.
All right, bring the food, and we'll be here. All
Well, thank you very much.
right, thank you.
Thank you.